Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Mark Hall. The surge continues after the Francis Scott Key Bridge collapsed this morning. Taking a live look at what is left standing, local, state, and federal officials held a news conference around 9:30 this morning. Officials say that the crash was an accident. 6 people are still missing. The search continues for them. 1 person was taken to the hospital. The cargo ship named Dolly hit the bridge. Right now, they believe the ship lost power, which led to the ship hitting the bridge. We have team coverage today. DC News Now's Dave Laval has more on the recovery efforts. But let's head out to DC News Now's Randy Bass. Randy, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Mark, again, those search and rescue operations still very much underway here in Dundalk near the port of Baltimore. We are very close right now to the emergency perimeter set up here right by the Key Bridge. I want to give you a look at some video that was shot earlier today, just giving you a full picture of what we're seeing here on the ground right now. Again, at least 6 people still unaccounted for right now. That cargo ship, the Dolly, hit the Key Bridge around 1:30 this morning here near the port, sending cars and people plunging into the cold Patapsco River below. Some of them rescued earlier this morning. 1 of them is in the hospital. Another refused treatment. Again, the search for at least 6 people still underway right now. Officials say lives were saved here today after someone made a mayday call and stopped more traffic from coming over this bridge. Every day, officials say about 35,000 cars travel over the bridge, and even more use the neighboring 895 tunnel. This is something, of course, we're going to be talking about for years and even generations to come. We've never seen anything quite like this here. I talked to Baltimore Mayor Brandon Scott, and he says today's focus is on the human toll of this tragedy. What does this mean for Baltimore?
Well, listen, Baltimore is a strong, resilient city. We can't be broken. We will be able to rebuild, but right now our focus is on the preservation of life, and that's our only focus right now.
Just a devastating toll already, and that toll still yet to be fully realized at this point. We are awaiting updates from both the National Transportation Safety Board and President Biden. We are expecting to hear from the president here in the next couple of minutes. The NTSB set to give us an update here on the ground around 1 o'clock. We'll stay here. We'll bring you continuing updates as this story develops. Live in Baltimore, I'm Randy Bass, DC News Now.
All right, Randy, thank you. Let's head out to Dave Laval on rescue efforts. Dave, what can you tell us?
Well, good afternoon to you, Mark. Right now, we can tell you we're standing along Fort Armistead Road, which does lead to industrial sites down the road from where we are, and also that bridge. However, traffic right now is just limited to drivers making deliveries to those various plants and emergency responders. That's it. We've got some video we want to show you, some from earlier today involving search and rescue operations. Among the agencies involved, Prince George's County Police, which has sent 9 divers and 2 rescue boats here. They are joining various local, state, and federal agencies that are involved with the search and rescue operations. 2 people were pulled from the water earlier, while 6 remain unaccounted for at this point. Again, we are at Fort Armistead Road, which is right now just limited to truck drivers making deliveries to and from the plants that are located just down the road from where we are, and more importantly, the bridge. This area does pretty much remain closed at this hour. Pay attention to all the alternate routes. We are live in Baltimore. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
All right, Dave, thank you. And new this afternoon, we're learning more about the ownership of that ship, Dolly. The ship is owned by Grace Ocean, a private limited, and managed by Synergy Marine Group. They say the 2 pilots were on board at the time of the crash. All 22 crew members and both pilots have been accounted for, and no one was injured. And they also report no pollution of any kind. That ship had a capacity of 10,000 units, but was only carrying roughly 4,600 units at the time of the crash. We know the ship was headed to Colombo, which is the capital port of Sri Lanka. And people in the area now coping with the loss, leaving many shocked. And we spoke with folks today about what happened.
We heard the boom. And then when we heard the boom, I get a text message like, did you realize the bridge just got hit? And I'm like, no. Get up and look, and when you come outside, you see just police everywhere.
My heart goes out to these families that disaffected. It's going to be a total slowdown here. A total slowdown.
And we are going to continue to follow this story both on air and online all afternoon. For the most updated information, you can visit dcnewsnow.com. President Biden expected to speak sometime this afternoon about the bridge collapse, and also the NTSB will also hold a news conference a little bit later on as well. And we will bring both of those to you when they begin. All right, meteorologist Damon Matson joins us now with the latest check on the forecast. And Damon, obviously, we would be remiss if we didn't talk about what happened in Baltimore. Obviously, search and rescue efforts continue. Will the weather cooperate?
Yeah, obviously we want to see those conditions stay in good order as they continue those efforts in Baltimore, no question. But unfortunately, we do have a couple of things coming our way weather-wise for both those efforts, of course, in Baltimore, and then just day-to-day here moving through the rest of the DMV. Now, first and foremost, this is one of those main things we're talking about. Coastal flood alerts are going up and down the tidal Potomac River and also up and down the Chesapeake Bay here as a result of the fact that we've had a full moon for the last couple of nights, and we're getting an onshore wind flow ahead of our next storm system, which is starting to push more of that water inland there, especially during high tide. So unfortunately, there is that to contend with here, again, up along portions of Maryland and Virginia here in the tidal Potomac and Chesapeake Bay. We're dealing with those coastal flood alerts. Now, on top of that here, clouds have certainly rolled their way back into the picture today. We are going to see more filtered sunshine to the east and even overcast skies already being found to the west. And that is partially from our next approaching storm system with a line of rainfall that is already just stalled out for the most part along the Ohio River Valley up into western Pennsylvania. Now, this initial wave of rainfall is not going to be able to make it up and over the higher terrain here today. But eventually, we are going to watch this storm system nudge to the east and bring some rainfall starting as early as tonight. So we are gearing up for some soggy weather here in the next 12 to 18 hours. But for the time being, at least, we're not going to see any rain yet outside of the mountains. We're just going to have a mostly cloudy sky, comfortable temperatures in the mid-50s before that storm system arrives. So we'll time out when you can expect to see some rainfall on your Wednesday and how long this soggy weather will stick around. That's all coming up in your full forecast here in just a bit.
All right, Damon, thank you. Prince George's County firefighters planning to discuss fire safety with people living in the area. It comes after this fire ripped through an apartment building in Bowie, displacing 14 families. Nobody was injured. The fire took place on Everglade Lane around 1 yesterday afternoon. Firefighters needed to rescue 4 people from the balconies using ladders. Several hours after the fire started, first responders rescued a parrot that was also hiding behind a toilet in one of the units.
I mean, I know I lost everything.
Everything's all right. We'll replace everything else. He couldn't be replaced.
No. Thank the Lord I got a sister and she got a place. And we have a place for him because she always watches him.
Well, the fire marshal has not released the cause of the fire yet, and firefighters plan to discuss, again, fire safety and install smoke alarms near the area of the fire starting at 9. Well, it already began at 9 this morning. In Western Maryland, officials are investigating a building collapse in Hancock. It happened yesterday on Main Street. We're told that no one was in the building as the building's second floor came down. A man who lives nearby says the collapse did not surprise him and that it was only a matter of time before something like this happened.
Before the collapse, I was there and I've seen it. The whole floor has sunken sideways to the left. So like when you'd walk through, you had basically probably like 4 feet of walkway before it just dropped off and just fell through.
Well, officials say that the incident will cause the town to revisit structural concerns. Happening today, the U.S. Supreme Court is holding a hearing on a case that could limit the use of an abortion pill. Now, mifepristone is one of 2 pills approved for an abortion, and opponents of the pill say that it's dangerous and should not be approved for widespread use, while supporters say restricting access is harmful.
Thereby allowing abortion providers to mail these drugs without ever having to check women for life-threatening conditions or complications.
More women would probably place themselves in further danger trying to access the care that they need.
Demonstrations are expected in front of the Supreme Court. The court is expected to rule on the case by the end of June. Well, a D.C. native helping local families get back on their feet after losing a loved one to violent crime. I'm introducing you to this week's DMV Doer. Daryl Harrison knows the pain of losing a child to violent crime. His son, Daryl II, was shot at a Prince George's County convenience store in 2016. He later died a few days after celebrating his 20th birthday.
I still miss my son dearly. I cry every night. After Daryl was killed, I stayed up for 5 days straight. Couldn't go to sleep. I had to use medication to make me go to sleep at night.
Daryl decided to change the direction of his life.
Things are happening in our life that cause us to go clean to God, where he's calling us, and that's what I did. I went to clean to God, and that's where I'm at. That's where I stay at now with him. 4 years later, I became a pastor.
Harrison works with families who've lost loved ones to the unforgiving streets.
I went on Facebook, set up my social media, and I started speaking to family who have lost loved ones. Any family that was on my page when I post something, they'll give me a call about their family members, and then I'll just help them from there. I make sure that they understand the process of what they're going through.
He initiates difficult but important discussions during emotional times.
Some people don't know that when your child is murdered, the state gives you a compensation. In D.C. is $2,500. In Maryland and Baltimore is $5,000. They give you this to help you with the burial of your child. I did my own live stream radio show where I would invite family members who have lost loved ones. And I would allow them to tell their story because I felt that that was therapy for them.
Daryl partners with several organizations to help families around the DMV move forward after their loss.
I have counselors and therapists at this time to help those who have lost families. And that's what I've been doing for the last 8 years.
He says there's a lot more work to be done, so he's going to remain focused to help as many people as he can and continue to honor his son's memory.
I go out and I minister to people. I pray with families and to try to get them on the right road.
Mark Hall, DC News Now.